Brought to you by...
Merry Christmas, friends, and happy holidays. Today, I wanted to bring you the joys of a present as old as time. One that can become the gift that keeps on giving, as long as you are willing to cast aside the rule book and get it a little wet. I'm talking, of course, about the ancient Chinese gift of the Mogwai, and its titular transformations that exist only to terrorize the timid streets of our tiny town, the Gremlins. Don't expose them to bright light. Don't ever get them wet. And don't ever feed them after midnight. This was the sage advice ignored midway through Gremlins with devastating results. This horrifically comedic effort comes from the legendary genre director Joe Dante. Set in a Norman Rockwell-esque small town at Christmas time, seeking a unique gift for his son, an erstwhile inventor purchases a cute, fuzzy little Mogwai from a back-alley Chinatown shopkeeper's grandson. Meanwhile, young Billy Peltzer must suffer such antagonists as the tyrannical Mrs. Deagle, as well as the absolute priggish Gerald, while pursuing his romance with the girl next door, Kate. This and a variety of other plot strands are tied together when the lovable Mogwai named Gizmo is exposed to bright light and gotten wet. In short order, the town is invaded by nasty, predatory gremlins, who lay waste to everything in sight as Billy and Kate try to contain the destruction. This, in my eyes, is one of the great Christmas classics. It laid the groundwork for hundreds of imitators that spawned in its wake, in essence creating its own unique subgenre of creature features. It's a film that I try to watch every single year around this time, to relive that joy of seeing these tyrannical and chaotic little monsters wreaking havoc across this isolated little town. Going into this film now, yes, the performances are a bit dated and overly cheesy at times, but honestly, I feel like that is where this film's charm lies. The childlike innocence of its characters helps to envelop you in this world and disarm you to the mayhem that is inevitably set to unfold. You aren't expecting these green around the gills youngsters to be faced against an army of ravenous monsters, or for them to formulate any chance against them. We're placed alongside the boyishly naive Zach Galligan, who paints us a portrait of innocence and stands as a head-in-the-clouds dreamer, especially when placed against characters like Judge Reinhold and the monstrously villainous Mrs. Deagle. Supporting him in this is the object of nearly every young boy's desire at the time, Phoebe Cates, who delivers a standout performance as a young girl with a looming darkness in her heart for the holidays, that on many viewings feels so out of place amongst the narrative, but is hard-pressed to be forgotten. We get a few pop-ups from a very, very young Corey Feldman, and it can't be a true 80s classic without the incredible Dick Miller. The film tells what has since become a very classic story, wrapped up in what was then a highly unique concept. A young man and his love interest must overcome a horrific event that is overtaking their home, forcing them into a pair of unlikely heroes. In this case, things are just a little more insane as a mishap inadvertently unleashes a plague of horrific little creatures onto their small town streets. The creature effects in this film are, without a doubt, the standout element of the narrative. They were crafted with flawless execution of design and masterful manipulation of puppetry. This is a film that created one creature that is somehow both one of the cutest and most lovably adorable little things, as well as one of the most horrible and maniacally mischievous little monsters in film history. The effects team here managed to give each of them their own unique personalities and physical attributes, helping every gremlin feel like its own unique character. Joe Dante even went so far as to very slowly reveal the transformations of the Mogwai, taking his time to fully reveal to us what this adorable little creature has developed into, which makes us only anticipate seeing them even more. These little monsters cause a slew of mischief throughout this town in a very short time, feeling much like the fairy folk of mythology, just dialed up to 11, which in many ways they could be, given that we don't know very much about where they came from. Within the many montages of terrorizing creature chaos that flood this flick, we're given a seemingly endless plethora of references to classic film and pop culture, including homages to Flashdance, E.T., Forbidden Planet, and even a moment that is representative of the fact that the term Gremlins originated from World War II RAF slang. My personal favorite is one that is easily missed and that many probably won't even know. Early in the film, Billy is seen passing by the front of the movie theater, which would become the setting of the film's explosive climax. The theater's overhang proudly advertises a film called Watch the Skies, which, for those who don't know, was a film that producer Steven Spielberg at that point was planning, but that never came to fruition. The thing I love about this film is that it is one that can be celebrated by viewers of all ages. While it may be a little darker in the subject matter, by today's standards, this is one that could be a perfect introduction to the horror genre for younger viewers. It provides a heavy dose of both over-the-top and dark humor, wrapped up in an onslaught of highly memorable creature effects that are completely practical. For me, both the Mogwai like Gizmo and the Gremlins like Stripe are awesome and lovable to some degree. I like watching the mayhem that all these little creatures cause just as much as I like seeing a little furball Gizmo venture out to help save the day. There is something whimsical about the entire narrative and the situations that it contains. For me, this is one that has always stood out among monster movies and will always hold a special place in my heart. I'm giving Gremlins an A. Personally, I don't care who you are. This is a film that will be enjoyable to you on some level. Even those who I've seen watch this film and found the Gremlins incredibly creepy and unnerving enjoy what the film has to offer in its story and pop culture references. It is something for everyone. If you've not seen this film throughout the years, I highly recommend that you seek it out and give it a chance. This is a humorous holiday horror that holds firm as one that will never be forgotten. If you enjoyed today's video, please feel free to let me know. It's just a quick scroll down there to that comment section below. If you're enjoying the channel more than words can describe, shoot me a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe. If you'd like to show your support even more, come find ETF on Patreon or Tippy, where every pledge and every tip brings you rewards galore. Not to mention allowing me to bring you more films to explore. But all jokes and rhymes aside, if you have any films that you would like me to check out, or that you might like to see reviewed on this channel, feel free to reach out to me here down in the comments, or over on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and I will catch you all next time. Thanks for watching.